Hello, it's Terri at Danu's Irish Herb Garden, and it's a really gorgeous spring day here, perfect for sowing seeds. So I've got my apron on, I've got all my seed packets, and it just occurred to me that I'm really lucky that I live in the countryside and I have a polytunnel. Not everybody else is as fortunate to be able to grow things, but actually one thing I used to do for my daughter when she was in college was I would fill up some planters with various food crops. So you can I got this in one of the local supermarkets. I've cracked a hole in the bottom. I've put some stones in for drainage. I'm just going to fill that up now with some compost. And then I'm going to show you the seeds that I'm planting in a planter, so that anybody can do this. You can have it outside your back door and you just pop out, cut a few greens and away you go. You've got something to eat. And it's just good to have because we are living in interesting times. You know, who's to say what's going to happen in another month or two if this situation continues. So it's not from a sense of panic. It's a sense of being prepared, and also it's a brilliant opportunity to make lifestyle changes. I'll just move those little eggs. They're our new eggs from the baby chickens. They're a bit smaller than the usual egg. I'll just put them up there. So here we go. I just break up the compost a little bit because it's can come out a little bit lumpy. So this planter costs, I think, about €5. You can probably get them cheaper. You can use any container really, as long as there's drainage holes in the bottom. It could be anything. So you don't even have to go to any great expense. You can even use a really firm cardboard box. It will last for a certain amount of time. Obviously it will decompose as the months go by. But anyway, I'll just water this. And then I'm going to throw in a few little things that I think might be useful. I haven't filled it to the top because I want the water to be able to sit on top and sink through, and I don't want it to disperse the top of the soil. So what I'm going to put in here is, what I'm doing now is I'm putting in some pak choi, which is a Chinese green. It's a great green because you can cut and come again. So you don't have to pull them up and that's it, it's gone in one go. You just cut and come again, as I said. So I'll pop these into the planter. I'll just dot them around. I did this for my daughter when she was in college because I was worried that she wasn't eating properly, because you know what young people away from home are like. And she just had it at the back of the house where she was living in Dublin, and it proved to be quite successful. She had her salad greens. She had a tomato plant. I can't remember what else was in it. So I'll just pop those in. I have onions here because I planted some onions the other day, but really I didn't have enough, because you want to plant at least one onion for each day that you would use an onion in the coming year. So I use onions every day. So I'd want to be planting about 365. So I've got more here. So I may as well pop one or two of these in as well. And I'll just pop them in around the edge. I'm just going to pop 4 in. And they will come up. They can be eaten as, they could be taken up early and used as a scallion. I've got 2 little tomato plants I'm going to pop in. Now they're quite slow growing, so they'll be working away while you're coming to get your pak choi. Because as I said, that's a cut and come again. These are just little salad tomatoes. I saved the seed last year. I can't remember whether they're a bush or a cordon. They may need support, but it can be sorted out when we get to it. I've got some calendula here because I absolutely love calendula as a bright, colourful flower. It attracts bees. It also repels a lot of pests because it's a great companion plant. But I'm just going to put it in because it just looks pretty. And you can actually put the flowers of calendula into your salad. So it doesn't, it has more than one purpose. So I'm just going to put a few of those little plants around the edges as well. Because, beauty and function. I think somebody said something about that. So there they go. Now, what have I got left here? I'm going to put in some beetroot because I absolutely love beetroot. It's a fantastic crop because it gives you variety. You can put it in your salad as a young, very small, fresh little root. Or you can juice it, or you can put it into stir fries, you can preserve it, you can pickle it, you can put it into chutney. It's just got a million uses and is so good for the liver. So while we're thinking about keeping strong and healthy and building our immune systems up, beetroot is one of the top priorities, really. So I'm just going to pop a few beetroot plants in. And we'll come back to this in the next couple of months so you can see how things are coming along. Now, what I'm putting in here isn't a recipe that has to be stuck to. You can put in anything you like. You could also use different sized containers. You could put stuff into a window box. You could put things into an old paint tin even, as long as it's clean and washed out. So you could have lots of little plant pots just dotted around with things in, as well as a planter of this size. You could put other types of lettuce in, because a lot of lettuces are cut and come again or can be used like that. So, the possibilities are infinite, really. Just do whatever you have, use whatever you have to hand. You can also buy in a lot of, I don't know if garden centres are still open, but you can buy plug-ins. They would be little young baby vegetables that you can just plug in to your bed or your plant pot or wherever you want to put them. Whatever. Oh, I've got some coriander in here as well. That's always a nice herb to use in your cooking. So I'm just going to squish a bit of that in as well. Coriander is very popular in our household. So these things are all going to grow at different rates and different heights. But as the summer comes in and progresses, most of these things will be all ready to eat together at one time or another. And this is really just to demonstrate the variety of things that you can grow yourself. You can get seeds in any supermarket. Or I get seeds from Irish Seed Savers, as I've mentioned before, because they're always heirloom organic seeds that have been open pollinated. And I just think they're the best, really, the best provenance. So there now. So it doesn't look like a huge thing at the moment because it's just little tiny plants dotted around. But when they begin to grow, this is going to be absolutely full of nutritional food. Tasty food, really lovely, yummy food. And I would recommend everybody try to do something like this just because you feel that you've empowered yourself, you have a little bit of food security. And as I said, it's a lifestyle change. Who knows, you might continue doing this long after the current crisis and you'll be so much better off for doing it. So I hope that inspires you to do a bit of home growing. And as I said, we'll keep coming back to this to show you how it's developing and how it's progressing. And enjoy your day because it's beautiful here. I'm going to get out there and sow a few more seeds. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment. Tell me what you're growing. Bye.